Good morning, Capricorn. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All. And, well, let's just say it's very interesting tonight how things are happening and rolling out for some of the various signs. And today, or tonight, or this morning, however you want to say it, there's two stones that I pulled out for you. Now, the first stone that I want to point out is actually, what I should point out is the red jasper. Now, red jasper is a stone that is connected to the sacral chakra and the root chakra. This is one of those stones that enhances your physical strength, it enhances your endurance, and it also enhances your stamina. Now, while I was shuffling these cards, I caught a glimpse of the wolf and I caught a glimpse of the tarantula. Let's see if they actually come out in your reading. But the wolf itself is one of those cards that denotes leadership. It denotes the necessary elements of being a leader. And the tarantula is one of those cards that connects to vibrations and feeling energy, feeling the vibrations of others. Now, it's not far-fetched to get to get those cards when I looked at these stones, because these stones, they just popped out automatically as I was shuffling the stones around. This stone right here, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's called Tiger's Eye. Now, Tiger's Eye is one of those stones that's connected to strength. It's also connected to personal power. So personal power, or the power of leadership, as I would say, is one of those necessary things that you're going to have here in the near future. And also being able to feel the vibrations of others is something that's going to be necessary as a leader. Now, this stone right here is connected to the first three chakras. These first three chakras are the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. Now, it might be necessary for you to carry these stones or hold these stones or buy these stones, because these stones right here are going to help you ground yourself in times of great stress. And I feel like you're going to be entering a period of great stress soon enough. Now, this great stress is going to deal with you personally. This is going to deal with the torn energy of self-worth. And I know that as far as a lot of you Capricorns out there, you've been coming from a place of courage, similar to what Aries has been going through as far as what's going on in their lives. And of course, you're going to be entering into a period in the future of that's Pisces related. So you're going to be encountering various deep truths, and these truths are going to come from strength. They're going to come from courage and staying true to your own values. That is a very, very important thing. Now, if we take the sign of Capricorn and move it into the first house, you have Pluto. Now, I feel like you've been asserting yourself rather courageously and rather effectively, I guess you could say. And that's good, because what's been happening is that you've been limiting your communication. You've been restricting your communication, as Saturn is in your second house and Jupiter is also in your second house. So you've been doing this in a very big way. Now, Saturn and Jupiter being in your second house, you've actually been refining yourself, and you've been refining who you are and refining your place in the greater community. You've been refining your connections, and you've also been refining, or at least in some way, shape, or form, helping to refine the community that you connect to. Now, in your third house, you have Mercury and Neptune in Pisces. And what you get out of this is communication, a spiritual communication. This is also communication about what's deep inside you and what you're really holding deep in your head. Now, a lot of people may not understand you. They might think that you're talking nonsense, but there's a certain beauty in this. There's a certain beauty in the way that you've been expressing yourself, which is what Venus, the Sun, and Chiron are doing in fourth house. Now, a lot of you guys have been doing this within the home and family, but there are certain things that you have to let go of. I feel like maybe a lot of you Capricorns have been having trouble with that, and that is that's the need to always be right, I would say. Now, or at least trying to express that you're right. There's a certain beauty in being wrong, Capricorn. This is something that I've actually been experiencing myself. There's a certain beauty in being wrong, and there's a certain beauty in opening up. Now, I very much feel that there is a necessary need for you to open up. There's a very necessary need for you to communicate with Mars and the North Node in Gemini. That would be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That would be in your sixth house. Now, a lot of you guys may be trying to express yourselves in a rather fun way, maybe even showing your values through this fun expression. However, I very much feel that like there's certain things that you have to do at home. There's a certain something that you have to take care of in the home sector. And this could very much be dealing with communication and telling your home and family, or whoever you consider your family, how you really feel and the ways that you've been trying to nurture them. With the moon in Cancer, they're gonna understand your intentions. Although they might not understand your words, they're going to understand your intentions. Now, with the oyster in the reverse that fell out, there is a necessary need for you to open up, and this opening up is going to happen by balancing out your root chakra and balancing out your sacral chakra. Now, a lot of you guys, with this high amount of energy that I feel for Capricorn, there's a necessary need to expend that energy in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like the best way would be to organize your home and family, organize your home emotional sphere, and to understand that there's a lot of testosterone, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of this high energy that you've been feeling. You have to do something with it. Work out, do something that will help to expend this energy so that it doesn't direct itself in a negative manner. Now, I very much feel that with the wolf coming out at the bottom of the deck, that there's a lot on your mind, right? Because that's the alchemical symbol for air with the earth sign upside down. And I feel like you're feeling like you're in this dark place, but there's a lot of energy that's trying to rise up. And of course, when the wolf, because the wolf likes to be the leader, right? We talked about this just recently at the beginning of this reading. And the wolf, whenever it doesn't experience a location or a group dynamic that doesn't listen to whatever the wolf has to say, the wolf will get angry. And the wolf will go by itself, right? It won't be part of the pack anymore. But wolves are naturally a pack animal. So I feel that as this energy is upside down, somehow it's connected to not feeling like you have the resources to continue, but that's where you're going to have that strength and courage. So I would say get yourself a red jasper, get yourself a tiger's eye, carry it with you, and this will help you to maintain the strength and the energy and the courage to move forward. I would also say that if you want to go ahead and balance yourself out even more, grab yourself a hematite. This right here would help to balance you, and it will also help to dispel negative energies that are trying to make themselves, or that are trying to barge themselves into your life and your emotional and physical sphere. Oh no. All right, so let's see what's going on in that emotional sphere, Capricorn. All right, so there's one of the things that you're gonna have to let go of are these ideas that there's negative outcomes, right? With the card Epona's Wild Daughter in the reverse, it's the number 54, but if you flip it around, this is number 45. 4 plus 5 is 9, so this has something to do with your personal happiness. And I feel like your personal happiness is going to be on the rise. Naturally, Capricorn is a pessimistic sign, So, so it's not used to seeing things on the bright side. However, if you manage to do this on a daily basis and you manage to stabilize yourself by putting your passion into, let's say, working out, maybe doing something that expends your energy, like creating music, starting a new business or something like that, then you'll find out that all of that testosterone has a healthy outlet. And that's exactly what you need, Capricorn, is a healthy outlet for your energy. Yeah, definitely getting over situations of doom and gloom, getting over those ideas is actually something that is very, very necessary. You need to do that in order for your personal happiness to take place, but you also need to do it for these changes to fully implement themselves into your reality. Now, you know this intuitively, and there is that necessary need to shed all of this and let it go in order for the changes to take place, and in order for you to understand your dynamic or your group dynamic. To understand your dynamic in the whole group. But this very much focusing in on yourself and focusing in on that energy that you carry with you. It takes courage to do that. Yeah, regardless of how much things are being flipped on their head, right? There's a lot of things that are being flipped on your, there's a lot of things that are being flipped on its head that you have no control over. And of course, this is number 51. All of these cards are in the 50s. So that's something very interesting. You have 51, 56, and 54. So you have 9, 11, and 6. 9 has to deal with your personal happiness. 11 has to deal with intuition and connecting to source for your information. And I feel like you've been doing this. You've been focusing in on your own happiness, as well as being able to focus in on your intuition and being able to make those decisions based on whatever your intuitive faculties are telling you. Now, this is something that you have to keep up on an everyday basis. This is something that you have to keep telling yourself and keep motivating yourself, or not motivating, but inspiring yourself. And as you do this, those changes are going to take place. Now, there's a certain healing that's being blocked by some of you by not letting these things go. But I very much feel that as you reach for the potential energy that the universe has to offer you, what ends up happening is happiness. You end up opening that heart chakra as soon as you balance the first 3 chakras, and that allows you to be able to connect to the various energies of the universe. Now, let's go ahead and draw some Rider-Waite, and we can get some clarification on this. Now, I very much feel that your Kundalini is going to be opening up rather quickly. You guys are going to be going through another spiritual awakening stage. And whatever the spiritual awakening stage is connected to coming to a certain sense of knowledge, as well as allowing for that wheel to finally start turning again. All right, so there's a new opportunity that's right on the other side of allowing yourself to not focus in on nightmares or pessimism or the negative things that happen in life, but rather focusing in on what could happen in a positive manner, to the opportunities for making new money, or the opportunities that the universe is gonna send to you and give you, and you have to be willing to take those opportunities in your hand. However, if you're holding on to past negative energies, the universe is not going to hand this to you just yet. There needs to be a change right here and a change right here before there could be a change right here, right? Yeah, there has to be some type of vision that you hold, Capricorn. And whatever this vision is that you hold, as you can see, he's looking at these pentacles. But there has to be action that needs to be taken, and that action has to be decided by you and you alone. And there is a step-by-step process. If you take the Ace of Pentacles as 1 and you take the 2 of Wands as 2, there's a necessary need for you to move on these decisions or on these opportunities that are being presented to you. Yep. Basically, a decision that needs to be made by you. Now, there's a renewal on the other side. Definitely has to do with some type of communication. Although I don't know if that communication is going to come in. I very much feel that communication is not going to come in until you have an abundance mindset. And at the same time, you have to walk away from a certain something in order for that new beginning to take place. So there's a certain something that you have to walk away from that's not emotionally fulfilling you. And as you walk away from that one thing, you're going to be walking towards that new beginning. And of course, as you walk towards that new beginning, you tend to encompass the energy of the universe. You tend to encompass the energy of the Fool, whereas as opposed to focusing on the negatives of life, you tend to focus on the positives, and you move more by faith and by intuition than by logic. I very much feel that this is something that's connecting to logic. All right, so there's a certain decision that has to be made in terms of relationships. Certain relationships you've been trying to build, and there's certain relationships that you're just going to have to let go of. I very much feel that this is something that you're going to gain intuitively. Now, this is something that you're going to have to... There's a certain something that you can learn from your relationships in the home sector. And this dynamic of letting go of certain things that maybe used to plague you, maybe certain worries that you used to have about, relationships in the home sphere or the close sphere of what you would consider your family. Maybe these are some of those things. Maybe some of these worries are some of the things that you've been holding on to, and you need to let them go. Now, your intuition is going to tell you, and so long as you're looking for that higher guidance, that higher knowledge, connecting to source, connecting to your intuition, you're going to be let in on which relationships you build and which ones you may have to let go of. It requires courage. All right, so there's I very much feel that this shouldn't be too foggy for you, Capricorn. For somebody who's very strategic, for somebody who is very organized, this isn't something that that would come as a surprise for you. You have the energy of Saturn, which is the right way to go about it: organization and organizing your home sphere, organizing the way that you do things. Getting yourself into a routine and staying away from your past addictions, staying away from the things that you used to do that maybe would put you into a state of complacency, and definitely not going back to those old things that you used to do before. They're not going to help you. They didn't help you then. They're not going to help you now. Oh, okay. So it's actually partly on 8 and partly on 1. This is, it's very rare that I ever get stuff like this, but in this case, you have more of the 8 than you do of the, it's not 1, it's 7. Okay, so there's everything that's happening right now, in a sense, is karmic. And at the same time, it requires an abundance mindset. I was mentioning an abundance mindset where? With the 8 of Wands. Now, this is something that you have to contemplate, Capricorn. I feel that many of you have contemplated it already, but it's very much connected to the home sphere, and it's very much connected to abundance on a grand scale. This has to do with that Saturn energy that you have in your second house, and it definitely has to do with the Jupiter energy. So keep doing what you're doing in terms of organizing who you are, organizing whatever your values are, and keep moving forward on that. And pretty soon you'll find healing, you'll find completion in various different portions of your life, and you'll finally have that Ace of Pentacles opportunity present itself. So with that, thank you, Capricorn, for being here. Like, share, and subscribe if you feel that this message resonated with you. And I will go ahead and see you for next week's reading in 7 days. So this is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, signing out.